KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Good morning and God bless. Happy Monday. I'm Dominique DePrima. This show is called First Things First. I'm pretty sure you know that. And my first thing today and every day is giving thanks to God, giving praises to the Most High, and asking for blessings, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. We got a big week around here. Yeah. Look, so it's Monday. We call them Mindful Mondays. I don't know how we ended up having names for every day of the week, but we do. Today is Mindful Monday, so that means the top of our second hour. We start off with Sahara Ali, who is a yoga instructor, a sound healer, sound bath specialist, so a meditation teacher, so we can get ourselves in alignment, set our intention, and get ourselves grounded for the week to come. We do that every Monday, top of the second hour. Second hour, of course, we go national, international, beyond news and headlines and all that good stuff. Hour 3, we do a deep dive with a person or persons of interest, a hot topic. Well, guess what? It's the last Monday of the month, so that means it's Black Marriage Monday. Look, if you're not married, you can still get tips on how to do better with your long-term relationship or your desired future marriage, whatever. But we do Black Marriage Monday, the last Monday of the month, to make sure we don't neglect our relationships, right? Our personal stuff also needs attention. What is the famous saying? The personal is political. So we're going to tend to both. And we'll have Jewel Diamond Taylor here. I'm looking forward to that. Haven't seen her for quite some time, but she's in a long-term marriage, and it's always good to hear from folks that are actually practicing it, walking the walk, not just talking le talk. And of course, in the first hour, we look to the left coast, what's going on around here locally. I'll be joined by James Farr momentarily. He's having a bad traffic experience this morning, but he will be here, and I'm looking forward to it. We have a town hall coming up on Altadena, Pasadena, and the recovery from Eaton Fire. We've got a lot of breaking stories that have come up over the past 5 days pertaining to that Altadena recovery, and also we like to talk about all things local. You're invited in every hour at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. Of course, you can also join the comments section in the YouTube chat situation. That is always fun, robust. Good morning, everybody. So glad you're here. Go to youtube.com, and then you type in KBLA 1580, and we'll get you there. I had a busy weekend. Pretty sure you did too. The Left Coast Forum was amazing. I did stream for a little bit. It was hard to stream and participate at the same time. Next time I'll bring a friend. But I did go live on Instagram for a little bit, and that's up there on my page if you want to see some of Dr. Cornel West's speech. It was quite a day. Really great turnout. Thanks to everybody who came. Tavis, of course, as usual, off the hook. Dr. Cornel West, amazing. The plenary discussions, incredible. And the tacos were quite good. We had food, we had music, we really had fun. And I love LA Trade Tech. It's just such a great campus. I always forget that it's right there and it's so convenient. So I'm pretty sure, thank you to Dick and Sharon, they did an amazing job. This was their baby, the Left Coast Forum. They did it for many years. It stopped down in, I think it was 2018 was the last time they did it. And now it's back, partnering up with KBLA. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing this every year because it was so awesome. Such a great response. And you figure this is only our first year in, so it can only get better from here. So thank you to everyone who showed up, spoke out, and stirred the pot, because we did a lot of that. The mayor was there. Mayor Karen Bass was there. Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager was there. And I saw a lot of other folks. So it was really, it was a good time. I think what I was hoping for did happen, which is that feeling of fellowship, that feeling that we are not alone in this moment in history. We're not alone. We are convening, we are planning, we are strategizing, and things are taking place. progress is being made even in the most backward historical moment, which is where we are, the most backward historical moment, um, at least in my lifetime. I don't know. I'm for me, from what I've read, it's probably the worst it's been since the McCarthy era. But you know, when I was a kid, we thought Reagan was bad. Oh no, we had another think coming. He seems like a moderate in today's environment. Um, so we need even more solidarity, even more support around us, I'd say. Friends, family, people that think the way we think, or people that have our back, even if they don't think at all the way we think. I think that's what is needed in this moment. And so I encourage you to go out, show up somewhere, and join an organization. I had mentioned Community Coalition for those in LA, just because they, aside from the fact that they do great work, they also help new organizations to incubate themselves. Um, and it creates an environment um, where we can feel safe, feel healthy, feel good, no matter what is going on around us. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Prop 50 looks like it's doing better, which would be a good thing actually right now, because we only have, what, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, to vote. And I already have my ballot. No, I didn't do it. I said I was going to do it over the weekend. He has bravely and intrepidly made it through traffic, and he is here in the studio with us. He is a writer for the LA Progressive, has his own show on KBLA on Saturdays at 10. It's called The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. James Farr, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
You know what? I need a mindful Monday early because prepared people don't appreciate being disrupted. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's a Virgo's worst nightmare,
man,
traffic problems.
this life today.
Yeah, just like today. Well, you know what? I hate to break it to you, but I think we're going retrograde in a few
Oh
days.
Lord.
And so, you know, it's just going to be that way for about 3 weeks or so,
So
three,
that
four
what
weeks.
my phone yesterday. Anyway, good morning. How
Yeah,
you doing?
pretty much.
Shout out. What's up, Miles? How y'all doing?
Yeah, we good, but yeah, that's what's happening right now. That's what's going to be happening. But we'll thug it out. We'll fight through it. This is the time to clean out your closets. Finish that old article that you never got around to finishing, or that project. I know you have a lot of them. You probably have a whole computer full of projects you started and never finished.
Um, that's a different way of looking at it. Everything's always in progress.
See that? All right. The Virgo spin is really killing me.
It's in progress. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
okay, got it.
It's done when it's done, and when it's right. Unless it has a deadline, then we backwards map. So there's a method to the madness.
Right.
But it's
Whatever
all
that is, this is a good time to finish those progress projects that
yes.
never quite made it across the finish line.
Yes. So you were just talking about the Left Coast Forum, which was amazing. I saw
Yeah.
you there, Dr. Nick Dion Raymond was there. I heard Zoe was around there, Zoe
Yep, Zoe
Williams.
was there. We took a pic.
Okay.
I got to post some stuff. But yeah, it was really interesting too, because the Left Coast Forum traditionally has attracted a lot of not black people,
Mm-hmm.
and they were still there,
Mm-hmm.
and black people were there too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually quite a fun synergy, I thought.
It was.
It was nice to see those crowds come together.
It was. It was. Even the hecklers, right?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a left coast forum if you didn't have somebody heckling and protesting. What do you think, we gonna be sheeple at the progressive gathering? I doubt that very much.
Yeah, but just being out there with readers of the LA Progressive, listeners of KBLA, it's really, you see the whole community, right? Everybody was there, and the hugs, the laughter, um, the ice cream. Did you get the ice cream?
I wasn't in an ice cream mood, but I saw everyone around me eating ice cream thanks to Ben and Jerry's. I mean, they put their ice cream where their mouth is when it comes to their progressive politics. I have seen Ben and Jerry's at Black Lives Matter meeting.
Hmm.
I've seen it at the Left Coast Forum. Yeah, so good for them
Yeah, and it was fun. I took my son with me, and I think he may have been the youngest person running around there, and just to kind of expose your kids
by
to,
decades.
yeah. I was a young man, but that
Yeah.
was just a great experience.
That was my mama's angelversary, and she would have, I'm sure she was smiling because she was about as left coast as you can get. So that was her
How
kind
did
of
your
event.
panel go? Because
Oh, it was amazing.
okay.
Dr. Nicolai Corte and I hosted a panel on LGBTQ plus.
Mm-hmm.
Politics really was the question was, do has LGBT politics gone soft? And I found it great. It was really good. I honestly, as the ally on the panel, I was honored to be among such a great group of guests.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, was there a conclusion? Has it gone soft?
I don't know that we all agreed. I think most of the panel said no, it hasn't gone soft,
Mm-hmm.
but that it's may have gotten a little complacent, maybe just a tad bit complacent. But a big thank you to our incredible panel Erica D. Smith, Vincent Jones, um, and of course Nicolai. And it was just a really great group of folks. We had uh, we had some agree, disagree, but interesting because I think sometimes we forget, who all these different constituencies that make up the left coast. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just us,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of folks, and those folks deserve, to have a voice. Vincent Jones, Char Giselle is the other one.
Yeah, what we did this year at the Left Coast Forum, we added a film component, which was different than the previous year. So we screened documentaries all day and moderated talkbacks. And so one of the themes was environmental justice. And I think a takeaway that everyone got, and you had, I forget her name, but Code Pink last week, she talked about the military. But one of the,
Jody Evans.
Jody Evans, we learned that the military, our government, I should say, are the biggest pollutants in the world, right? And that there is profit in pollution. That was kind of a theme through line in all three of the films that we saw. But we had a rich discussion, and I learned a lot. I've learned a lot more this year about environmental justice covering this fire.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Well, I want to get to that, of course. Big stories, and then we have a forum coming up, a town hall.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about. Plus, you're welcome in at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. And if you missed it, I think Tav has posted everything in America about the Left Coast Forum. So go to KBLA 1580 socials. Whatever didn't get posted, I'll put up today. But I think Tavis was on a social
He had it
media.
covered.
He was on a tear. So, yeah. We continue the conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique when we come forward.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, aka the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
On Thursday evening, November 6th, you're invited to the next KBLA Talk 1580 Altadena Town Hall meeting. This time we're convening at Victory Bible Church, 1497 North Hill Avenue in Pasadena. The town hall will once again be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580 from 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 6th. But you're invited to join us in person for this urgent and necessary community conversation. The theme for this Altadena Eaton Canyon Fire Town Hall is Understanding the Wildfire Recovery Compensation Fund. The primary focus of this gathering is to inform residents about Southern California Edison's newly launched Wildfire Recovery Compensation Program and provide clarity on eligibility and the claims process. There are plenty of questions to be asked, and only KBLA Talk 1580 has the right moderators to ask the tough questions, the right stakeholders and community activists to share their insights, and we have confirmed the participation of corporate executives from Southern California Edison to answer our queries. So be sure to join us at Victory Bible Church in Pasadena, 1497 North Hill Avenue on Thursday, November 6th. The event is free and open to the public, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. Light refreshments will be served immediately following the live town hall. This KBLA Talk 1580 Altadena Rising Town Hall is brought to you by the Black Freedom Fund.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DePrima right now.
You know what? I know what it is. James Farr's here. He's very disoriented when I'm not arguing with him.
What?
He feels neglected when I don't argue with him about something.
Well, why? Because you thought I was going to tell you that I'm undecided on Prop 50. Is that the argument you wanted to have this morning?
No, not at all. But we can. Look, you and I can argue about sock color. Like, we just have that energy. We can argue about who's supposed to be on which mic. But since you brought it up, where are you on Prop 50?
I just told you I'm undecided.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. You sound surprised. Why
I'm
would
surprised
me
because
saying
I
that
think you're very practical and pragmatic, and I would expect that you would say, well, Texas did this. They've picked up the 5 seats. We're going to strike back. I understand the lofty ideological arguments, but I know you to be a pragmatic individual.
I am very pragmatic. I am undecided because I just haven't decided, right? I have some time.
No, you don't.
I do.
You really don't.
The 4th is next week, right? What I'm not doing
It's Tuesday.
That's next week.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it's the
8 days.
beginning of next week is
Sure,
all I'm saying.
sure.
Yeah.
I plan. Trust me, I got this. I am, for me, I found myself in a situation where this question came up recently at a birthday party, right? And I said that, and a mom instantly called me a Trumper. And here
you should be getting used to that. After the presidential election last year, you were talking smack about Kamala. Everybody called you a Trumper, not understanding that you were a hardcore Dr. West guy.
1 year later, I did not talk smack about Kamala. I just wasn't leading the
Yes,
chorus.
you did.
Oh gosh,
I was there. It doesn't matter. We're talking Prop 50 right now.
So anyway,
And what you see what I typed in the chat? Yes on 50. Forget James. That's what
remember James and make your own decision. But I understand the practicality of it, right? I do have some concerns, and I need to just make sure, as with anything, that I measure twice and cut once.
Well, the Prop 50 legislation does have a sunset. It only lasts until I think it's 2030. and then it goes back to independent redistricting. So it has a built-in sunset, which should alleviate a lot of concerns. And the other thing is that it only happens if Texas does what they do, but they already did it.
They already
so
did
it's
it.
happening.
So it's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've already set a chain reaction in motion. Virginia's following our lead. They're doing the same thing. I think you and I have talked about one of our problems with the Democratic Party being that all they do is send strongly worded letters. And, this is at least some action. You hit me and I'll guess what? Counterpunch.
It's certainly a year later. We're like, oh, okay. You guys are saying ouch, and you're going to do something differently. My concern is, looking forward in 2030, right? If I want to center blackness in everything, right? So if we are not at that table, if we're not in those conversations, I'm concerned that redistricting in 2030 gets more comfortable with potentially erasing us. That's my concern.
Well, but the whole Republican drive is about erasing us.
No
and
doubt
so
about
if we don't counteract it, you can forget about 2030. We out now.
But but we're fighting the fight anyway, and have been fighting the fight. So it's just, for me, it was really a realization that the mom that said this to me, they're still drinking that Kool-Aid. Like it was offensive that I couldn't be independent and have a free thought. I didn't say yes or no. I just said I was undecided.
And she said, "You MAGA."
Yeah.
And were you wearing a red hat at the time?
No.
Okay.
No,
just checking.
I was enjoying a Capri Sun and fruit snacks.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily signs of a MAGA guy, but I'm not sure what the menu is. But I do know that people are rightly passionate about this, because if you see what the man is doing right now, by the man, I'm talking about our president, but it's really the whole party, the whole movement. It's not just one person. Oh, I'm going to build a ballroom next to the White House. It won't be touching it at all. It's my favorite place. Next thing you know, it's demolished. I mean, it's one thing after another. That's just an example.
But he told you he was going to do that.
He didn't tell you he was going to demolish the East Wing.
He told you he was going to do whatever he wanted to do.
He did say that.
Okay.
But my point is that right now we see it, and it's actually worse than what he said. It's worse than what he said. Yeah, it's worse than what he said he was going to do.
Then that means it's going to get better.
I always think it's going to get better. That's not the point. The point is that
worse.
if you turned over a permanent majority in the U.S. House of Representatives by not passing Prop 50, then you may as well just lay back and watch it burn. I mean, he has the Supreme Court probably for the rest of our lifetimes, at least like another 50 years or so, right? We could, I guess maybe we can live really long, but for the foreseeable future, he's got the Supreme Court. The Senate is very hard to flip and is terribly proportioned so that we don't get equal representation with Rhode Island. Though, so if we hand them the third chamber, the second chamber of Congress, that, basically they have the executive branch.
I guess we're just living in the last days of this empire, right? Like, and that's
okay. That sounds good on paper, but what are we doing right now, today? That's the question. What are we doing between now and November 4th? That's the question. It's not the last days of empire and okay, go write a book about it, write a poem. What are we doing today, tomorrow, and the next day? Yeah.
Well, what I'm not going to do is encourage or discourage anyone to go with how I'm thinking.
Right? I do that.
Yeah, you got that.
I do that.
You got that. Although I was hoping you can convince.
And the reason is because I feel like the KBLA delegation, the people that like First Things First and Street Science and Front Page and Home Turf are smart. They're not stupid. They say, oh, Dominique thinks that's, they don't just go, oh, automatically. Duh. They think, wow, it's probably something to look at. She's saying that for a reason.
We both are saying it for a reason. There are real consequences at stake. I'm not saying that you should not vote for it. I was saying I'm undecided, right? And I've expressed what my concerns are. I see where we are right now in this society and in the world. Like we're in a bad
But if your
space.
concern is the erasure of the black vote, then you should be voting yes on 50.
I didn't say I wasn't going to vote yes.
I know
on
you
50.
didn't. I'm just making
yeah.
the argument.
Okay.
If your concern is the erasure of the black vote, Prop 50 is a response to Republicans doing exactly that.
It's a tit for tat, and it's a necessary. It's a counter move, right?
Right.
But it's a counter move, right? So I guess is that now the path forward for Democrats, that they are going to go into this kind of low?
It's the path forward for right now.
Okay.
It's the path forward for November 4th.
Okay.
We don't know what happens after that.
And when white supremacy becomes the North Star and white domination becomes the
More
North
on
Star,
that after.
black folks are going to suffer.
We're already there.
I know.
It's not becoming, it is.
Okay.
It's in the White House.
Worse.
Okay, we got news, traffic, and sports, and we'll keep. See, I knew we could get to an argument. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former Vice President Kamala Harris isn't ruling out a 2028 presidential run.
I have lived my entire career a life of service, and there are many ways to serve. I have not decided yet what I will do in the future.
In a BBC interview, Harris brushed off polls showing a tough path to the nomination, but said she's confident a woman will one day be president. Bishop William J. Barber II is challenging North Carolina's new congressional map, calling it surgical racism. He plans a lawsuit, public campaigns, and a mass moral fusion meeting on November 2nd, arguing that gerrymandering undermines democracy and threatens health care and wages. And philanthropist Mackenzie Scott has donated $38 million to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, bringing her total gifts to the HBCU to $58 million over 5 years. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, health care, education, and more for a child in poverty. And there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The World Series is in LA the next 3 nights. Game 3 is tonight at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers and Toronto are tied at 1-1 in the best of 7. First pitch tonight at 5 o'clock on Fox. The Lakers didn't have LeBron or Luka Doncic for Sunday night's game at Sacramento. They did have Austin Reeves. Reeves dropped a career-high 51 points to spark a 127-120 win for the Lakers. The Clippers got 30 points from Kawhi Leonard Sunday night to beat Portland 114-107. It was Portland's second game without head coach Chauncey Billups. Billups is on indefinite leave of absence after he was arrested by the FBI for his alleged role in illegal gambling operations. Congratulations to New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. Glenn, one of 5 African-American head coaches in the NFL, got his first win Sunday after 7 tries. The Jets came from behind to beat Cincinnati 39-38. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Life moves fast. That's why California makes voting easy. You don't have to wait until Election Day. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box, visit an early vote center, or mail it. Over 80% of Californians vote early, and you can too. Plus, when you sign up for Where's My Ballot, you'll get a text or email the moment your ballot is received and counted. Don't delay, vote today. Get more information at sos.ca.gov. A message from the California Secretary of State.
Protect yourself from Medicare card scams. Scammers may call, email, or even knock on your door claiming they need your Medicare info, asking for money or threatening to cancel your benefits. Don't fall for it. It's a scam. Remember, Medicare doesn't need to verify your information. They already have it. Medicare won't charge you for a new card and will never threaten to cancel benefits. Check your Medicare statements for suspicious charges and report scams to the California Senior Medicare Patrol at 1-855-613-7080. We're here to help.
The
California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Hello, KBLA listeners. This is Dr. Paul Wallace. I want to discuss a type of eczema called atopic dermatitis, which is often misdiagnosed in black children and adults. Atopic dermatitis is an autoimmune disorder that can be accompanied by food allergies, hay fever, and asthma. This rash targets the inner arms, behind the knees, and face, but can go all over the body. It causes excessive dryness and 24/7 itching. It's the scratching and steroid use that leads to permanent scarring. I'm enrolling patients in a new clinical research study focused on better treatment options for atopic dermatitis. Of course, your medication and travel reimbursements are provided. To see if you qualify, visit dermstudies.com or call us at 323-296-0048. That's 323-296-0048. There's nothing worse than itching. Let's take the next step in controlling this problem.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, we got to get to Altadena because we got a lot to cover, but I know you have at least 2 words to say about the fact that both Kamala Harris and Governor Gavin Newsom have admitted they are likely running for president in 2028. That happened over the weekend.
I'm surprised.
You don't look surprised.
Those are 2 words.
You don't look at all surprised. That looked like a prevarication, if I'm being honest.
I'm just saying, okay, cool. All right.
Right.
Both of them.
Or like Miles always says, that sun sure is getting hot.
Both of them, right? I mean, 1, now we get 2.
Yeah, well.
Let's just never mind. Well, there's plenty of time. We'll get to that.
The fact of the matter is it's not guaranteed that either one of them would get the nomination.
True. I just don't.
Could be Pritzker.
I just don't think that they understand, Californians understand how people really regard California
how sick of us California. They are. You mean they're tired of California? They don't want to hear it. They don't want Ronald Reagan. They don't want Gavin Newsom. They don't want Kamala Harris. They don't want Villanueva.
Richard Nixon. They don't want nothing.
Nope.
No. And
they just want our money. They're like,
of course,
they're like gold diggers. They just want us for our money.
Yeah, I mean, we fund it, but no.
Yeah, we fund a lot of the country, to be honest with you.
Maybe Shapiro. I don't know.
Red states,
it's
blue
early.
states.
It's early.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they've come out of the closet with their presidential ambitions. All right, so what is happening with this town hall? We have a town hall meeting coming up. I'm so grateful that you and Tavis and our whole station is keeping our eyes on Altadena and not letting it be yesterday's news story.
Yeah. So where we are now, it's almost 10 months after the fire. Southern California Edison has rolled out a wildfire compensation fund. A couple of weeks ago, they had some workshops or information sessions for the community to explain that, and we've talked about that here as well. And so really what's been missing in this component is that the people want to talk to Southern California Edison.
Right.
Right. They not be talked at.
Not just sign here.
Right. And so we're endeavoring to unpack what this compensation fund looks like. I have been dogmatic about making sure that Southern California Edison comes into the community, and offered many times to serve as a bridge for that. And we finally are where we are now. The community will have their opportunity to speak directly to executives. Simply put, it's time for them to get that smoke.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because when we did talk about it, you said they had the town halls, but no one really was allowed to talk to anyone from Edison. They could just submit like a question or something.
Yeah, it was information gathering.
It was Edison listening, but not interacting.
Correct.
I guess.
Correct.
And so at the KBLA town hall, which is coming up.
Yeah, Thursday, the November 6th.
Yeah, right after the election.
4 p.m., 4 to 6 p.m. at Victory Bible Church in Pasadena.
So there'll be people there from Edison to interact.
Yes.
And, of course, this is sponsored by Quinn Emanuel, so I'm assuming there'll be some attorneys there.
There will be some legal representatives there from Quinn Emanuel trial lawyers, as well as it's also sponsored by the Black Freedom Fund as well.
So will they also be on the panel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so if people say things that are seemingly untrue, there'll be at least some other legal minds there.
Edison is not precluding claimants from having legal representation. That's not what this is. And they're encouraging people to still retain legal representation. Part of that compensation package, they are allotting an override of 10%. We'll get into all of that part of it in the town hall, but yes.
So you understand what you're potentially getting yourself into. And we did
Correct.
talk about this. Yes, you can have representation, but then they can speak directly to you and go around
Correct.
your representation,
Correct.
which is sort of defeats the purpose of having representation, or it could.
That's between you and your attorney, right? But you don't need an attorney, right? So what I'm encouraging community to do, measure twice, cut once. Because you don't get to redo it.
I mean, we're on these platitudes today. Measure twice, cut once. How about don't get ripped off? How about don't sign something if you don't understand it?
Well, so that's I'm trying to stay objective, right?
I know.
It's an individual decision, and what one may do, the other circumstances are different. So I don't want to kind of shape people's perception of what it is, because it's a personal choice, and it's one that I don't have to make. So the best I can do
it's a personal choice, and any personal choice, from which bank you're going to go to a big decision like the buying, selling, or insuring of your home. Having professional counsel is always a good idea.
Here's the truth.
How about that?
Dominique,
that's objective.
Last week, there's a group of organizers who were preparing for State of Dena kind of community thing, and it's as fresh now as it was 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Listening to some of the elders and folks and where they are, and right. And then when you have to, people may hear in the news that people are rebuilding, and they are. Some, I mean, maybe 100, 200.
Out of 8,000.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there are more people who are still in the same space. And now the grief is really hitting. And I said this was going to happen. We're coming into the holidays.
Yeah.
We're coming up on the
holidays
1 year
without your
anniversary.
home. Yeah.
We're coming back into what life in terms of a timeline looked like for people a year ago, and they're facing a new reality, and it's hard for them. They don't know what to do.
No, and that's why I'm glad we're having the town hall. People can get questions answered, because it's certainly, I get that it's cuts out some of the time that it would take to settle your claim with Edison. But I also am worried that it's just like hush money, or make the problem go away and, minimize the amount they have to spend. I mean, that's usually what corporations do in these situations.
That's true. But on the other side of that is a person that has to make that decision.
You're talking about on what other side? On the other side?
The other side of what you're saying. So I don't want to project what Edison is doing onto a decision that a person may make, which is you're getting lowballed. We're advising people not to get lowballed if they feel that there's more value, right? But it's an individual decision, Dominique, because some people still have mortgages. Some people.
I mean, I get it. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not judging you for doing what you got to do. But what I am pointing out is that usually when corporations rush to the table with a deal, it's because they know they owe you a whole bunch more.
Well, it's predatory capitalism. I mean, that is what it is, right?
Right. And the thing about it is, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I get that. Maybe you're going to get foreclosed if you don't take their stupid deal. Maybe, you only have, you're older and you just don't want to gamble with the clock on when you might be in a house. I mean, there's a million reasons and circumstances, people's health issues, the debt and other debt they have, the amount of trauma that they can handle. I get all of that. But what I am saying is whatever decision you make, let's make sure we do it with eyes wide open so that we have all the information possible. That's why I'm glad we have attorneys there. That's why I'm glad Tavis will be there, because he don't take no shorts. And he'll be on the panel. And I'm glad we have somebody from California, Southern California, Edison, somebody or somebodies who are willing to answer some questions.
Yeah, that's exactly my cursive speak. Somebody or somebodies didn't do their job. And again, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, well, okay. I love the saying. It sounds good.
It
How about measure twice that gets somebody else to measure twice and then double check their measurements against your measurements, carry the one, pray,
right,
and then make a decision. How about that? Because these are some tricky peoples. And I think, what you just threw out there, I know that was just a round figure, 100 people out of 8,000 probably rebuilding.
Last I checked, there were over 200 permits issued, right? But shovels in the ground, that's a little bit harder to track.
Yeah.
But to scale, again.
And what about the businesses? I mean, this was something early on that seemed like it was going to be a huge problem.
Well, the businesses were the last to be cleaned, the commercial property. So they cleaned the residential property, debris removal. Business were the last of that to happen. But it'd be hard to bring a business back when there's no customer base. You got 25 plus thousand people out of the area. Some have, committed to rebuilding and coming back. But right now, I think people are still in a hope phase, right? I know there's a lot of talk still about recovery, and it's relief. It's relief.
Okay.
Yeah, they need money. They need resources to come back. That's the precursor to the recovery.
Right. Got it. We're not in the recovery phase yet.
But people keep throwing that word around. That's a goalpost way down.
See, but here we go again. Jacqueline Anderson, did the mayor offer the burn victims apartments like she gives the homeless?
The mayor, let's be clear. Mayor Karen Bass does not have jurisdiction.
She is not the mayor of Altadena. Altadena does not have a mayor.
It's unincorporated, governed by the Los Angeles County Board of
So
Supervisors.
that would be Catherine Barger.
Is
you
the representative.
You can train your fire over there.
And she can't do anything without a majority vote.
On the Board of Supervisors.
Board of Supervisors.
Can't do anything, really, James?
Yeah, I know.
She can stand in the middle of La Brea with the sign.
Well,
she can take her discretionary funds and spend them all on Altadena.
She's termed out. Make her do it.
Well, I would if I could, and maybe I will. But I'm just saying, I don't give politicians a pass. She can't do anything. You can always do something.
Yeah, no, Jacqueline, you really have to point that energy at the supervisor's office.
I mean, I get frustrated because we can't be like Khloe Kardashian yelling at Mayor Bass about Malibu when Malibu is not part of L.A. Now, the Palisades is.
And I don't know.
And methinks they're getting attention.
I don't know where Jacqueline lives or where she's at, but I was on a call last week with the newsroom, and they thought that Mayor Bass had something to do with Altadena. And this was a creditable situation.
They thought that now, 10 months after the fire, when we've already talked about this ad nauseum?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't look, Jacqueline or anyone else, that's not their job. So they don't have to track it like that.
Sure.
But if you're a news person, you're supposed to know that.
You should know that, right?
If you're a news, I don't care if you're, if your beat is cats and trees, you're still supposed to know that Altadena is governed by the Board of Supervisors. Altadena, Pasadena do not have a mayor. Altadena doesn't even have a city council.
Well, it has
advisory council.
Yes, town council.
With no power.
They'd like to think differently for their public service.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying. So that's like me being the city council member for Leimert Park, Africatown. I can make that up, but there's an actual city council with actual voting power and budgets.
Yeah, I mean, but you're the queen of Leimert Park, so that's.
What? Oh, I'm the queen of something.
Yeah.
It's funny because ever since Money B called me the queen of black talk radio, people say it like it's a fact.
And you look at people like, where'd you get that from? I'm like, you play it every morning.
Well, I didn't realize that once Money B said it, people would kind of just take his word for it. It's like, oh, well, if the dude from Digital Underground says it,
that and
then
the
it
internet
must be true.
is true.
It must be. If I had known it was that easy, I would have been a queen long ago.
You've always been a queen.
Right,
You're just
right,
a princess waiting to get your full crown.
A spiritual queen, not an imperial queen.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
yes.
Not trying to be a.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a Camilla. I'm not trying to be Charles.
But folks do need to register at KBLA at our website, KBLA
For the town hall.
For the town hall. We will serve refreshments afterwards. You know how we do it at KBLA. And, inbox me, go on our app if you have questions. Like, I've never purported to speak for the community. I speak as a member of the community. And so I don't have all the questions.
This fine print, Jay. All right. We'll continue this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in a National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform.
Life moves fast. That's why California makes voting easy. You don't have to wait until Election Day. Drop your ballot at a secure drop box, visit an early vote center, or mail it. Over 80% of Californians vote early, and you can too. Plus, when you sign up for Where's My Ballot, you'll get a text or email the moment your ballot is received and counted. Don't delay, vote today. Get more information at sos.ca.gov. A message from the California Secretary of State.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
James Farr is here. And Cuomo says Altadena has no mayor because it's unincorporated. That's right. They have the Board of Supervisors. He also says same with Ladera Heights, View Park, and many other parts. Yeah, that's why we have a big old county. You got to know who's supposed to be in charge or representing you.
But what is unique to Altadena, it is that it is the only unincorporated area, right, that does have a town council, which was
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, constructed by former Supervisor Mike Antonovich.
Okay, I think I interrupted your fine print. You're of the community, but not in the community. No, that's not what I said. They're in the community, but not in charge of the community.
That is not what I said
You're not
either.
the king of Altadena.
I never said Chihuahuita is something different. You know, my folks back there, they don't understand what I'm talking about. No, what I'm saying is I don't speak for the community. I speak as a member of the community. Okay. I'm just a basic black man that lives in community.
Blah blah blah. I'm just a basic black award-winning journalist. Okay.
That's what they said. Just like you're the queen, and we need to go on record since we'll go ahead and out the other queen, right? Dr. Abdullah. She's texted you and said you're a queen, right? so now you believe it.
Now you're just putting all my business
absolutely,
in the street.
Absolutely, because the queen is the queen, and we're not going to allow you to dishonor the throne.
Okay. Well, I know I don't put my crown down, but I just want to be clear. It's not an imperial crown.
I don't know. You rule around here pretty heavy-handed.
Do I? My scepter is a pen, and the pen is mightier than the sword. Back up.
Folks, I have to
write about
before we go on there. I have to ask the queen permission to speak. I mean, it's a whole process.
You have automatic permission because I handed you the mic, homie. Look, you got a whole show. Why do you need permission to speak? Saturday mornings at 10, by the way.
Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, right? The show of record.
Okay, we each have our own mic, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So use it.
Yeah, no. Listen every week. So, great guests, great conversation. It's become, a process of where we were able to just bear witness and share what people are experiencing, and the feedback that I get in the community. I mean, it's with radio, it's different than perhaps just being straight on a podcast, internet type thing. You don't, so you never really know who's listening until someone walks up to you and sings your theme song, right? Or remembers something that you said weeks ago, or start asking, like they start interrogating you about the show, and you're like, okay, I don't remember, but okay.
Yeah,
you said this, you said that.
Yeah, soon you'll remember because, yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Molly Bell is in the chat echoing a little what the lady said at the event. She says that maybe James just wants attention, or maybe he's an undercover Republican.
Who said that at what event? Oh, I'm sorry. At the birthday party?
Yeah.
Maybe. No, Miss Molly Bell didn't say that. I don't believe that. She got hacked. She would never move to that side and kind of bunch me up in that. No.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're an undercover. I don't think he's an undercover Republican. He's actually pretty progressive. A Cornell West Dr. Abdullah voter.
Yeah.
Which is why he's reading my text on the air.
I am radical.
You're radical?
Yes.
He says, looking very conservative while he says it. But
what does that mean in that context? I am a conservative
It's the Eddie
person.
Bauer vest and the...
It's not Eddie Bauer, but go ahead. That's fine. Yes, I am wearing a vest and a shirt.
News person cap.
I'm wearing Toronto blue, Blue Jay colors. I'm just.
That's Dodger blue.
No, this is Toronto.
See, he's a contrarian. That's what he is. I don't think he's a Republican. He's a contrarian. If that was a party, James would be the presidential nominee.
Stir the pot a little bit,
Or a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, time flies when you're on the radio. What do you want to say, Mr. Contrarian? You got a minute and a half.
Go Blue Jays. No, but make sure you register for the...
See, he does want attention. That's what it is. Make sure you register. You ain't from Canada, black man.
I'm not.
You from the Bay.
And I'm not from L.A. either. My pawpaw...
You're from Cali.
My pawpaw would roll over in his grave if I rooted for the Dodgers. You know it's Giants all day.
Yeah.
Make sure you register for the town hall on November 6th, 4 to 6 p.m. at KBLA 1580 website.
Yeah, just go to KBLA1580.com and put your stuff in there. What else you want to say? You still got 45 seconds.
I got 45 seconds.
Yeah.
If you have questions, if I haven't said it already, make sure you go on the app, KBLA app, and you can dictate those questions. Inbox me, email me at convolive@gmail.com. We really want to hear from the community what you want to hear in this. We have a great panel that really are going to bring the lived experiences of the last 10 months into the conversation for our national audience on KBLA.
That's excellent. And we are doing a lot of stuff. We have the town hall meeting next week.
Mm-hmm.
We have an election next week on Tuesday.
We do?
You have 7 seconds to make up your mind about Prop 50. and then we have a health and wellness fair going on that Saturday. So it's a great season to be part of the KBLA delegation.
Absolutely.
James Farr, thank you for your dedication. Thank you for always coming in and talking your talk.
Thank you, Dominic.
Walking your walk.
That's right.
All right. It's still a great time to call me. We've got Mindful Monday next on KBLA Talk 1580.
Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Former Vice President Kamala Harris isn't ruling out a 2028 presidential run.
I have lived my entire career a life of service, and there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future.
In a BBC interview, Harris brushed off polls showing a tough path to the nomination, but said she's confident a woman will one day be president. Bishop William J. Barber II is challenging North Carolina's new congressional map, calling it surgical racism. He plans a lawsuit, public campaigns, and a mass moral fusion meeting on November 2nd, arguing that gerrymandering undermines democracy and threatens health care and wages. And philanthropist Mackenzie Scott has donated $38 million to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, bringing her total gifts to the HBCU to $58 million over 5 years. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, health care, education, and more for a child in poverty. And there are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The World Series is in LA the next 3 nights. Game 3 is tonight at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers and Toronto are tied at 1-1 in the best of 7. First pitch tonight at 5 o'clock on Fox. The Lakers didn't have LeBron or Luka Doncic for Sunday night's game at Sacramento. They did have Austin Reeves. Reeves dropped a career-high 51 points to spark a 127-120 win for the Lakers. The Clippers got 30 points from Kawhi Leonard Sunday night to beat Portland 114-107. It was Portland's second game without head coach Chauncey Billups. Billups is on indefinite leave of absence after he was arrested by the FBI for his alleged role in illegal gambling operations. Congratulations to New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. Glenn, one of 5 African-American head coaches in the NFL, got his first win Sunday after 7 tries. The Jets came from behind to beat Cincinnati 39-38. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready? You're invited to the KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair on Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catch at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Join us for a day of health, healing, and community connection. There will be health screenings, immunizations, wellness information, a Catch Charter School recruitment fair, plus music and healthy snacks. And it's all free at the KBLA Talk 1580 Community Health and Wellness Fair, Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Audubon Middle School in Leimert Park, 4120 11th Avenue. Come out and bring the entire family. And if you have not yet checked out our KBLA Health and Wellness Hub, you should